Okay. So today is Saturday. Oh, but back your ankle hurts again, right? Used to not happen at all until the fall, right? But I don't know exactly what's wrong, but sometimes it hurts like hell. So I lay down and pray about it, right? So I did exercise a little bit so far this morning, but not a lot yet. I try to do at least 30 minutes a day, whatever I do, right? But it's not the same intensity now, right? Or the same amount of time, right? Now, like I told you about the weightlifting, the reason I can do that is the upper body is still more, what you call pliable, right? Or able to do more than the lower body, right? Even the lower body, within 3 to 4 hours, can stop really getting to me, right? Well, it's not like you can take half the day off and then go back to work. Even with labor finders and them having hours from 6 to 9 and then, let's say 3 to 6, right? That's still 6 hours, but not a full work day, but still, right? You gotta not just make money enough to live off of, but you want a career that gets you money where you got more than enough, too, right? I mean, driving people around is not as bad as, say, other jobs, right, where you got to do manual labor, but at the same time, a bad back and ankle ain't good for manual labor, right? When you went into the Navy with everything functioning fine, right? But like I said, this ain't to blame anybody. This is the situation I found myself in, right? Whatever happened, however it happened, right? But like I said, it's suspicious when someone uses a alias, right? Even my ex-wife, when she did go on YouTube, she did use her real name, right? You saw that, right? But like I said, you're browbeating me, right? So why would I tell you my wife's name? I'll just say Daphne from Scooby-Doo, Freaky, or Walker, Texas Ranger. Alright. That's my wife's name, Daphne Walker. Walk with me, come on. Do you even believe my name is real? Shane Edward Lee? I know, I bite the tongue, but it don't. Because all three are historic names, right? Bruce Lee, Shane Lee, Shane the Cowboy, just recently. And in Irish folklore, Shane the Brave, which is the first use of the name Shane, but right, it's about 400 years ago, I heard, right, around the time of Columbus and all that. Something like that, right. Now, you know the countries that mainly dealt with the slave trade were the Portuguese, the Spanish, the English, right, the French, right, and certain people along the Mediterranean, of course, right. Now, I have to apologize for my fellow white people who are lazy and wanted the Africans to work the land for them as their slaves instead of, right, as human beings as they are, right, and forcibly, right, brought them over to America, right. Now, I didn't really understand the impact of how people are done and the use of the word nig and all that, right, with the GER, and how it really affects dark-skinned people, right? Though the word I was told in a dictionary called Britannica, right, that meant simply black as the same as Negro, but it was the Portuguese version of the word, right? Of course, they're using a different word, I guess, for black now. That's the point of the word, right? when you use the word offensively, right, to call someone black, 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 black. What are you doing? What are you doing? They know they're dark skinned, right? They don't need you to tell them that, remind them of that, right? They're still human beings, right? Difference is, like with the Aborigines, right? The continent of Africa is hot, right? You come from trees and, right, rain and, right. They don't. That's all that really means. That's all that really means. But you're looking externally. Oh, they look different than us, so they must be from the sin of Eden. They're the reason Canaan was cursed. Well, what you're doing there, right, is you're not reading the story right in the first place, right? Because, see, at first I thought it was him who was cursed. But no, read the story a little bit closer. Canaan was the one who was actually cursed. Who was one of 3 sons of Ham. Right. Well, if Noah was naked in the tent and drunk some wine, why is Canaan cursed, right? And is naked in his tent. Was he alone? No. Who do you think, if he was cursed, was in there with his grandfather? Canaan. Okay, if they're naked in the tent together, and the father saw it and walked in on it, right? Both men were what? Intoxicated, right? For one. But all he did was make Canaan what? A servant of servants? Which is what, right? I know. Of his brethren. But it's suggestive of butt penetration, that's put it that way. With his grandson. Come on, right. But still, who introduced us to butt sex? Do you think it will be God and Jesus? Or Satan and his bunch, right? Now, Michael is Jesus' heavenly name, and Jesus is his earthly name. Anytime someone's interacting with one of the angels of the Lord, it's probably Jesus, right? Which is what's called a theophany, or when God comes human, right? Or the angel of the Lord who went before Israel, according to, I think, Zechariah. Anyway, I think around chapter 8, you can read it yourself, right? Now, Israel shall be as David the king. Right. And the angel of the Lord, their God, right? It's a little confusing sometimes. I understand, right? So does the angel, the good one, right? Still trying to help us be good to each other, right? Problem is, we can quickly turn on our own brothers, which is what Satan had to do himself, right? See, if everybody in heaven is from, a certain class of angel, right? And Michael is the archangel, or head angel, or chief angel, right? Who Paul and John and Daniel refer to as the prince of the people. In the flesh. Now, he didn't condemn you, Jews, right, for his crucifixion. He forgave you, right? But the problem is, you're forgiving and condemning people for certain crimes we can all do to each other, and therefore you're condemning your own self, right? Instead of forgiving people's mistakes, depending on what they are, especially consensual adulteries, reading what Jesus was dealing with himself with one of the women they caught having sex during the morning he was preaching at the temple. Wow. Now, they refer to the law of Moses, silly, right? in the you, right? Now, what does the law of Moses say about these people committing the adultery? Well, both of them, when caught in the act, were to be stoned, right? And the wife is rebelling against the husband in the sin of witchcraft, right? By being with another man without divorcing him first. You can't divorce him first, by the way, ladies of the general in the crown, right? Or a sin, right? I do. By the way. If you're single or divorced, you can mingle. If you're in a relationship, if you have boyfriend, fiance, husband, you can't mingle anymore. You found someone to take away your heartache, right? Like Cher said, right? That's what we're looking for, ain't it? All of us. But like I said, only certain people can know if any situation arises, right? How did it fully arise? Right? If you're sleeping on the couch, you cannot consciously will your stepdaughter to come into the living room and normally expect her to do it to wake you up. Unless you coached her to do it, right? Meaning you knew you wanted her to go in there to be. Not me. I was probably already briefly asleep, right? Even if it's for a few minutes or a few hours, right? The thing about sleep, though, is whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, right? Whenever you wake up from sleeping, you know you're in bed by yourself, or sleeping on the couch by yourself, right? The mom and the daughter are in the room adjacent to the living room, right? Which is the master bedroom, and then there's another bedroom, but they didn't even sleep in that one, not the daughter or the mother, right? They didn't sleep in 2 separate rooms, huh? Right. So how can you, right, do anything with the daughter knowing the mother's there, right? Even if she were to wake you up. Yep. The most you could do, this is not saying it happened or not, right? This is hypothetically if it happened or not, right? Is to make sure she didn't have to pee, right? Or did pee or needed to pee, whichever it was, right? You would think she would actually need if she came in there to wake you up, right? One is an actual crime, right? One is just smelling her to make sure she peed or something, or didn't pee, or whatever, right? Of those 2 possibilities as well. If she's in there with you, and of course, you'd actually assume she might need help peeing, right? Of the 4 reasons she might wake you up. 2 of them have to go into the bathroom. One of them the kitchen. 2 of them the kitchen, right? But every parent raising a child knows these are 2 needs of any child, right? No one's making a big deal out of this except for some idiot on YouTube, right? And that idiot is exposing not just themselves, but my ex-wife, right? The grandparents who raised her, right? And is doing so flamboyantly because they can't get caught either, right? For whatever they're doing wrong, right? But that sounds like they're trying to say, well, I did something wrong, so if I'm doing something wrong, don't judge me. Well, I'm not judging you in the first place, but I don't mean I gotta do it. If you want to do something, okay, with someone else and you're consensual, that's not the problem. But if someone don't want to do with it, they can say no too. That's the problem. Jesus didn't say, maybe let your yes be yes and your no be no. Be decisive in your decisions. You don't say yes to everything, and you don't say no to everything either. Right? Be honest, you pick and choose what you want to do, right? Or don't want to do, right? Well, if you condemn what you're doing, you're condemning yourself. Right? If you forget what you're doing, you're also forgiving yourself. Right? And that means others who can do the same thing as you. What, you think you're the only man who can find a woman attractive, or that no woman will find me attractive, or you're the only one to find me attractive, right? Whatever this case may be, right? Male or female, right? Now, I don't mean I want a man, but if you ask me how I feel about it, I'll tell you I'm straight, right? You can't do no more than that either. I'll also point out, like other little boys, unlike other little boys, myself, right? I like grown ass in the car. I thought you was getting that little one piece bikini or whatever, right? She was wearing that outfit for one woman. I like Linda's, and believe it or not, even as a little boy, I knew she was hot. She was hot. I like that outfit now. And I don't mean I understood it, but I mean I know that was hot. That was hot. That was a nice looking woman. Even though I was a little kid, right? When the show was coming out on TV, right? And see, I would watch Wonder Woman while the kids were in the back bedroom with the other boys, right? Playing, whatever the hell they were doing there. I watched Wonder Woman while they were doing all that crap. I didn't care about that. Whatever. I like Wonder Woman's fine butt spinning around. Right. I like watching her, the Hulk or whatever, with, the Bixby and all that, and the new Frito, right? But I didn't see them as sexual, just women, right? I knew they were different than me. And I liked what I was seeing. I even liked when they brought in her sister, but like I said, I feel like one of them better, but still. It's just conversation, by the way. But I also had girlfriends when they were sending me to the fresh air home, and I kissed the girls, right? I knew from the start I liked better girls. But I also learned, as I grew up, the older you get, you gotta be careful when dealing with girls. Especially underage girls, right? Once you hit your teens, right? When you get 16, 17, and 18, you gotta be careful who you with. Well, I learned that very early on, too, right? Because, see, not only were there shows on about,